Ezra Nehemiah. And in the first year of Cyrus king of Persia, at the completion of the word of YHWH from the mouth of Jeremiah, has YHWH waked up the mind of Cyrus king of Persia, and he caused a proclamation to pass over into all his kingdom, and also in writing saying, Thus says Cyrus king of Persia, YHWH Elohim of the skies has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he has charged me to build him a temple at Jerusalem that is in Judah. Who is there among you of all his people? His Elohim is with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem that is in Judah, and build the temple of YHWH Elohim of Israel, he is the Elohim, that is in Jerusalem. And whoever remains in any place where he sojourns, let the men of his place help him with silver, gold, and with goods and with animals, besides the freewill offering for the temple of Elohim that is in Jerusalem. Then rose up the chief of the fathers of Judah and Benjamin, and the priests, and the Levites, with all them whose spirit Elohim had raised, to go up to build the temple of YHWH that is in Jerusalem. And all they that were around them strengthened their hands with vessels of silver, gold, with goods, and with beasts, and with precious things, beside all that was willingly offered. Also Cyrus the king brought out the vessels of the temple of YHWH that Nebuchadnezzar had brought out of Jerusalem, and had put them in the house of his Elohim. Even those did Cyrus king of Persia bring out by the hand of Mithredath the treasurer, and numbered them to Sheshbazzar, the prince of Judah. And this is the number of them, 30 chargers of gold, 1,000 chargers of silver, 29 knives, and 30 basins of gold, silver basins of a second sort 410, and other vessels numbering 1,000. All the vessels of gold and of silver were 5,400. All these did Sheshbazzar bring up with them from the captivity that were brought up from Babylon to Jerusalem. Now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity, of those that had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away to Babylon, and came again to Jerusalem and Judah, every one to his city, that came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Sariah, Reelaiah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispar, Bigvai, Rehum, Baanah. The number of the men of the people of Israel, the children of Perish, 2,172. The children of Shephatiah, 372. The children of Ara, 775. The children of Pahath Moab, of the children of Jeshua and Joab 2,812. The children of Elam, 1,254. The children of Zaddu, 945. The children of Zakkai, 760. The children of Bani, 642. The children of Bebai, 623. The children of Asgad, 1,222. The children of Adonikam, 666. The children of Bigvai, 256. The children of Adin, 454. The children of Ader of Hezekiah, 98. The children of Bezai, 323. The children of Jorah, 112. The children of Hashem, 223. The children of Gibbar, 95. The children of Bethlehem, 123. The men of Netophah, 56. The men of Anatoth, 128. The children of Asmaveth, 42. The children of Kirjathrim, Kephirah, and Beerot, 743. The children of Ramah and Gaba, 621. The men of Michmas, 122. The men of Bethel and Ai, 223. The children of Nebo, 52. The children of Magbish, 156. The children of the other Elam, 1,254. The children of Haram, 320. The children of Lod, Hadid, and Ono, 725. The children of Jericho, 345. The children of Sanaa, 3,630. The priests, the children of Jediah, of the house of Jeshua, 973. The children of Immer, 1,052. The children of Pashur, 1,247. The children of Haram, 1,017. The Levites, the children of Jeshua and Kadmiel, of the children of Hodaviah, 74. The singers, the children of Asaph, 128. The children of the porters, the children of Shallum, the children of Ader, the children of Talmon, the children of Akub, the children of Hatita, the children of Shobai, in all 139. The Nethinims, the children of Zihah, the children of Hasupha, the children of Tabaoth, the children of Keros, the children of Siah, the children of Paddan, the children of Lebanah, the children of Hagabah, the children of Akub, the children of Hagab, the children of Shalmai, the children of Hanan, the children of Giddel, the children of Gahar, the children of Reiah, the children of Rezin, the children of Nakoda, the children of Gazam, the children of Uzzah, the children of Paseah, the children of Basai, the children of Asna, the children of Mehunim, the children of Nephisim, the children of Bakbuk, the children of Hakupha, the children of Harhur, the children of Bazluth, the children of Maida, the children of Harsha, the children of Barkos, the children of Sisera, the children of Thama, the children of Nitziah, the children of Hatapha. The children of Solomon's slaves, the children of Sotai, the children of Sophereth, the children of Peruda, the children of Hala, the children of Darkon, the children of Giddel, the children of Shephatiah, the children of Hadal, the children of Pochereth of Zebaim, the children of Emi. All the Nethinims, and the children of Solomon's slaves were 392. And these were they that went up from Tel Melah, Tel Arsa, Cherub, Adon, and Immer, but they could not show their father's house, and their seed, whether they were of Israel, the children of Delaiah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nekoda, 642. And of the children of the priests, the children of Happaiah, the children of Kaz, the children of Barzillai, that took a woman of the daughters of Barzillai the Gileadite, and was called after their name, these desired their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but they were not found, therefore were they, as defiled, put from the priesthood. And the Tirshatha, governor, said to them, that they should not eat of the most holy things, until there stood up a priest with the Urim-Thummim. The whole company together was 42,360, besides their slaves and their female slaves, of whom there were 7,337, and there were among them 200 singing men and singing women. Their horses were 736, their mules, 245, their camels, 435, their donkeys, 6,720. And some of the chief of the fathers, when they came to the temple of Yhwh that is at Jerusalem, offered freely for the house of Elohim to set it up in his established place. They gave after their ability to the treasure of the work 61,000 drams, 1,100 pounds, of gold, and 500 minas, 2 4/5 tons, of silver, and 100 priests' garments. So the priests, and the Levites, and some of the people, and the singers, and the porters, and the Nethinims, lived in their cities, and all Israel in their cities. And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man to Jerusalem. Then stood up Jeshua the son of Jozadak, and his kinsmen the priests, and Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and his kinsmen, and rebuilt the altar of Elohim of Israel, to offer whole burnt offerings on it, as it is written in the Torah of Moses the man of Elohim. And they set the altar upon its bases, for fear was upon them because of the people of those countries, and they offered whole burnt offerings on it to Yhwh, even whole burnt offerings at sunrise and sunset. They observed also the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is written, and offered the daily whole burnt offerings by number, according to the custom, as the duty of every day required, and afterward offered the continual whole burnt offering, both of the new moons, and of all the sacred seasons of Yhwh that were consecrated, and of every one that willingly offered a freewill offering to Yhwh. From the first day of the 7th month began they to offer whole burnt offerings to Yhwh. But the foundation of the temple of Yhwh was not yet laid. They gave money also to the masons and carpenters, with food, drink and oil, to them of Zidon and Tyre, to bring cedar trees from Lebanon to the sea of Joppa, according to the grant that they had from Cyrus king of Persia. Now in the 2nd year of their coming, to the house of Elohim at Jerusalem, in the 2nd month, began Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua the son of Jozadak, and the remnant of their kinsmen the priests and the Levites, and all they that were come out of the captivity to Jerusalem. And appointed the Levites, from 20 years old and upward, to set forward the work of the temple of Yhwh. Then stood Jeshua with his sons and his kinsmen, Kadmiel and his sons, the sons of Judah, together, to set forward the workmen in the house of Elohim, the sons of Henadad, with their sons and their kinsmen the Levites. And when the rebuilders laid the foundation of the temple of Yhwh, they set the priests in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levites the sons of Asaph with cymbals, to praise Yhwh, after the ordinance of David king of Israel. And they sang together by course in praising and giving thanks to Yhwh, because he is good, for his kindness endures for the ages toward Israel. And all the people shouted with a great shout, when they praised Yhwh, because the foundation of the temple of Yhwh was laid. But many of the priests and Levites and chief of the fathers, who were older men, that had seen the first house, when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, wept with a loud voice, and many shouted aloud for joy, so that the people could not discern the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping of the people, because the people shouted with a loud shout, and the noise was heard afar off. Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity were rebuilding the temple to Yhwh Elohim of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel, and to the chief of the fathers and said to them, let us rebuild with you, because we seek your Elohim, as you do, and we do sacrifice to him since the days of Esarhaddon king of Assur that brought us up here. But Zerubbabel, and Jeshua, and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel replied to them, You have nothing to do with us to rebuild a temple to our Elohim, but we ourselves together will rebuild to Yhwh Elohim of Israel, as King Cyrus the king of Persia has commanded us. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah, and troubled them in building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose, all the days of Cyrus king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius king of Persia. And in the reign of Ahasuerus, in the beginning of his reign, they wrote to him an accusation against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem. And in the days of Artaxerxes wrote Bishlam, Mithridath, Tabeel, and the rest of their companions to Artaxerxes king of Persia, and the writing of the letter was written in the Syrian tongue, and interpreted in the Syrian tongue. Rehum the chancellor and Shimshai the scribe wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Artaxerxes the king as follows. Then wrote Rehum the chancellor, and Shimshai the scribe, and the rest of their companions, the Danites, the Ophersothchites, the Tarpolites, the Apharsites, the Archavites, the Babylonians, the Susanchites, the Dehavites, and the Elamites, and the rest of the nations whom the great and noble Asnapper brought over, and set in the cities of Samaria, and the rest that are on this side of the river, and at such a time. This is the copy of the letter that they sent to him, even to Artaxerxes the king, your servants the men on this side of the river, and at such a time. Be it known to the king that the Jews that came up from you to us are come to Jerusalem, rebuilding that rebellious and bad city, and have set up its walls and joined the foundations. Be it known now to the king, that if this city is rebuilt and its walls set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, and so you will endanger the revenue of the kings. Now, because that the salt of the palace is our salt, and the nakedness of the king we have no patience to see, therefore we have sent and made known to the king, that search may be made in the book of records of your forefathers, so you will find in the book of records, and know that this city is a rebellious city, and hurtful to kings and provinces. And that they have moved sedition within the same in olden times, for which cause was this city destroyed. We certify the king that, if this city is rebuilt again and its walls set up, by this means you will have no portion on this side of the river. Then sent the king an answer to Rehum the chancellor, and to Shimshai the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that lived in Samaria, and to the rest beyond the river, peace, and at such a time. The letter that you sent to us has been plainly read before me. And I commanded, and search has been made, and it is found that this city of olden times has made insurrection against kings, and that rebellion and sedition have been made in it. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem that have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll, tribute, and custom, was paid to them. Give now your commandment to cause these men to cease, and that this city not be rebuilt, until another commandment will be given from me. Take heed now that you fail not to do this. Why should damage grow to the hurt of the kings? Now when the copy of King Artaxerxes' letter was read before Rehum, and Shimshai the scribe, and their companions, they went up in haste to Jerusalem to the Jews and made them to cease by force and power. Then the work of the house of Elohim was stopped that is at Jerusalem. So it ceased to the 2nd year of the reign of Darius king of Persia. Then the prophets, Haggai the prophet, and Zechariah the son of Iddo, prophesied to the Jews that were in Judah and Jerusalem in the name of the Elohim of Israel, even to them. Then rose up Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua the son of Jozadak, and began to rebuild the house of Elohim that is at Jerusalem, and with them were the prophets of Elohim helping them. At the same time came to them Tatnai, governor on this side of the river, and Shetharboznai, and their companions, and said to them, Who has commanded you to rebuild this temple, and to erect this wall? Then we replied to them after this manner, What are the names of the men that construct this building? But the eye of their Elohim was upon the elders of the Jews, that they could not cause them to stop, until the matter came to Darius, and then they returned answer by letter concerning this matter. The copy of the letter that Tatnai, governor on this side of the river, and Shetharboznai and his companions the Apharsachites, which were on this side of the river, sent to Darius the king, they sent a letter to him in which was written, Unto Darius the king, all peace. Be it known to the king that we went into the province of Judea, to the house of the great Elohim that is built with great stones, and timber is laid in the walls, and this work goes fast, and prospers in their hands. Then we asked those elders, and said to them thus, Who commanded you to rebuild this temple and to erect these walls? We asked their names also, to certify you so that we might write the names of the men that were the chief of them. And so they returned us an answer saying, We are the slaves of the Elohim of the cosmos and earth, and rebuild the temple that was made these many years ago that a great king of Israel built and completed. But after that our forefathers had provoked the Elohim of the skies to anger, he gave them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, the Chaldean, who destroyed this temple, and carried the people away to Babylon. But in the first year of Cyrus the king of Babylon, the same King Cyrus made a decree to rebuild this house of Elohim. And the vessels also of gold and silver from the house of Elohim that Nebuchadnezzar took out of the temple that was in Jerusalem, and brought them into the temple of Babylon, those did Cyrus the king take out of the temple of Babylon, and they were delivered to one, whose name was Sheshbazzar, whom he had made governor, and said to him, Take these vessels, go, carry them into the temple that is in Jerusalem, and let the house of Elohim be rebuilt in its place. Then came the same Sheshbazzar, and laid the foundation of the house of Elohim that is in Jerusalem, and since that time even until now has it been in building, and still it is not finished. Now therefore, if it seems good to the king, let there be search made in the king's treasure house that is there at Babylon, whether it is so, that a decree was made of Cyrus the king to rebuild this house of Elohim at Jerusalem, and let the king send his pleasure to us concerning this matter. Then Darius the king made a decree, and search was made in the house of the books, where the treasures were laid up in Babylon. And there was found at Achmetha, in the palace that is in the province of the Medes, a scroll, and in it was a record written, In the first year of Cyrus the king, this same Cyrus the king made a decree concerning the house of Elohim in Jerusalem. Let the temple be rebuilt, the place where they offered sacrifices, and let its foundations be strongly laid, the height of it 60 cubits, 90 feet, and the width 60 cubits, 90 feet, with 3 rows of great stones, and a row of new timber, and let the expenses be given out of the king's house, and also, the vessels of the house of Elohim, of gold and silver, that Nebuchadnezzar took out of the temple that is in Jerusalem, and brought to Babylon, let it be given back, and go to the temple that is in Jerusalem, each to its place, and put them down in the house of Elohim. Now therefore, Tatnai, governor beyond the river, Shetharboznai, and your companions the Apharsachites that are beyond the river, keep a distance from that place, let the work of this house of Elohim alone, let the governor of the Jews and the elders of the Jews build this house of Elohim in its place. Moreover, I make a decree what you will do to the elders of these Jews for the building of this house of Elohim, that of the king's goods, even of the tribute beyond the river, that expenses be given to these men so that they are not hindered. And what they have need of, both young oxen, rams, and lambs, for the whole burnt offerings of the Elohim of the cosmos, wheat, salt, wine, and oil, according to the appointment of the priests that are at Jerusalem, let it be given them day by day without fail. That they may offer sacrifices of sweet savors to the Elohim of the cosmos, and pray for the life of the king, and of his sons. Also I have made a decree, that whoever will alter this word, let timber be pulled down from his house, and being set up, let him be hanged on it, and let his house be made a dunghill for this. And the Elohim that has caused his name to dwell there destroy all kings and people, that will put to their hand to alter and to destroy this house of Elohim that is at Jerusalem. I Darius have made a decree, let it be done with speed. Then Tatnai, governor on this side of the river, Shetharboznai, and their companions, according to what Darius the king had sent, so they did speedily. And the elders of the Jews built, and they prospered through the prophesying of Haggai the prophet and Zechariah the son of Iddo. And they built, and finished it, according to the commandment of the Elohim of Israel, and according to the commandment of Cyrus, and Darius, and Artaxerxes king of Persia. And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month Adar, that was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king. And the children of Israel, the priests, and the Levites, and the rest of the children of the captivity, observed the dedication of this temple of Elohim with joy. And offered at the dedication of this temple of Elohim 100 oxen, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and for a sin offering for all Israel, 12 he-goats, according to the number of the tribes of Israel. And they set the priests in their divisions, and the Levites in their courses, for the service of Elohim that is at Jerusalem, as it is written in the book of Moses. And the children of the captivity observed the Passover on the 14th day of the 1st month. Because the priests and the Levites were purified together, all of them were clean, and killed the Passover for all the children of the captivity, and for their kinsmen the priests, and for themselves. And the children of Israel that were come again out of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves to them from the uncleanness of the nations of the land, to seek Yhwh Elohim of Israel, did eat, and observe the festival of unleavened bread 7 days with joy, because Yhwh had made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria to them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of Elohim, the Elohim of Israel. Now after these things, in the reign of Artaxerxes king of Persia, Ezra the son of Sariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Shallum, the son of Zadok, the son of Ahitub, the son of Amariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Merioth, the son of Zerahiah, the son of Uzi, the son of Bukai, the son of Avishua, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the chief priest, Ezra himself has come up from Babylon, And he is a scribe ready in the Torah of Moses, that YHWH Elohim of Israel gave, and the king gives to him, according to the hand of YHWH his Elohim upon him, all his request. And there went up some of the children of Israel, and of the priests, and the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the Nethinims, to Jerusalem, in the 7th year of Artaxerxes the king. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month that was in the 7th year of the king. Because upon the 1st day of the 1st month began he to go up from Babylon, and on the 1st day of the 5th month he came to Jerusalem, according to the good hand of his Elohim upon him. Because Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the Torah of YHWH, and to do it, and to teach in Israel statutes and judgments. Now this is the copy of the letter that the king Artaxerxes gave to Ezra the priest, the scribe, even a scribe of the words of the commandments of YHWH, and of his statutes to Israel. Artaxerxes, king of kings, to Ezra the priest, a perfect scribe of the law of the Elohim of the cosmos, and at such a time, I make a decree, that all they of the people of Israel, and of his priests and Levites, in my realm, that are minded of their own free will to go up to Jerusalem, go with you. Inasmuch as you are sent of the king, and of his 7 counselors, to inquire concerning Judah and Jerusalem, according to the law of your Elohim that is in your hand, and to carry the silver and gold that the king and his counselors have freely offered to the Elohim of Israel, whose habitation is in Jerusalem, and all the silver and gold that you can find in all the province of Babylon, with the freewill offering of the people, and of the priests, offering willingly for the temple of their Elohim that is in Jerusalem, that you may buy speedily with this money oxen, rams, lambs, with their meal offerings and their drink offerings, and offer them upon the altar of the temple of your Elohim that is in Jerusalem. And whatever will seem good to you, and to your kinsmen, to do with the rest of the silver and the gold, that do after the will of your Elohim. The vessels also that are given you for the service of the house of your Elohim, those deliver you before the Elohim of Jerusalem. And whatever more will be needful for the temple of your Elohim that you will have occasion to bestow it out of the king's treasury. And I, even I Artaxerxes the king, do make a decree to all the treasurers that are beyond the river, that whatever Ezra the priest, the scribe of the law of the Elohim of the cosmos will require of you, let it be done speedily. Unto silver 100 talents, 3¾ tons, and unto wheat 100 kers, 600 bushels, and unto wine 100 baths, 600 gallons, and unto oil 100 baths, 600 gallons, and salt without reckoning whatever is commanded by the Elohim of the cosmos, let it be diligently done for the temple of the Elohim of the cosmos, because why should there be anger against the realm of the king and his sons? Also we certify you, that touching any of the priests and Levites, singers, porters, Nethinims, or ministers of this temple of Elohim, it will not be lawful to impose toll, tribute, or custom, upon them. And you Ezra, after the wisdom of your Elohim, that is in your hand, set magistrates and judges that may judge all the people that are beyond the river, all such as know the laws of your Elohim, and he who has not known you cause to know, and whoever will not do the law of your Elohim, and the law of the king, let judgment be executed speedily upon him, whether it be unto death, or to banishment, or to confiscation of goods, or to imprisonment. Blessed is YHWH Elohim of our forefathers that has put such a thing as this in the king's heart, to beautify the house of YHWH that is in Jerusalem, and has extended goodness to me before the king, and his counselors, and before all the king's mighty princes. And I was strengthened as the hand of YHWH my Elohim was upon me, and I gathered together out of Israel chief men to go up with me. These are now the chief of their fathers, and this is the genealogy of them that went up with me from Babylon, in the reign of Artaxerxes the king. Of the sons of Phinehas, Gershom; of the sons of Itamar, Daniel; of the sons of David, Hattush; of the sons of Shechaniah; of the sons of Pharosh, Zechariah, and with him were reckoned by genealogy of the males 150. Of the sons of Pahath-Moab, Elienai the son of Zerahiah, and with him 200 males. Of the sons of Shechaniah, the son of Jahaziel, and with him 300 males. Of the sons also of Adin, Ebed the son of Jonathan, and with him 50 males. And of the sons of Elam, Jeshaiah the son of Athaliah, and with him 70 males. And of the sons of Shephatiah, Zebediah the son of Michael, and with him 80 males. Of the sons of Joab, Obadiah the son of Jehiel, and with him 218 males. And of the sons of Shelemith, the son of Josephiah, and with him 160 males. And of the sons of Bebai, Zechariah the son of Bebai, and with 28 males. And of the sons of Asgad, Johanan the son of Hakatan, and with him 110 males. And of the last sons of Adonikam, whose names are these, Eliphalet, Jael, and Shemaiah, and with them 60 males. Of the sons also of Bigvai, Uttai, and Zabad, and with them 70 males. And I gathered them together to the river that flows to Ahava, and there we stayed in tents 3 days, and I viewed the people, and the priests, and found there none of the sons of Levi. Then I sent for Eliezer, for Ariel, for Shemaiah, and for Elnathan, and for Jarib, and for Elnathan, and for Nathan, and for Zechariah, and for Meshullam, chief men, also for Joiarib, and for Elnathan, men of understanding. And I sent them with commandment to Iddo the chief at the place Casiphia, and I told them what they should say to Iddo, and to his kinsmen the Nethinims, at the place Casiphia, that they should bring to us ministers for the temple of our Elohim. And by the good hand of our Elohim upon us they brought us a man of understanding, of the sons of Mali, the son of Levi, the son of Israel, and Sherebiah, with his sons and his kinsmen, 18, and Hashabiah, and with him Jeshaiah of the sons of Merari, his kinsmen and their sons, 20, also of the Nethinims, whom David and the princes had appointed for the service of the Levites, 220 Nethinims, all of them were expressed by name. Then I proclaimed a fast there, at the river of Ahava, so that we might afflict ourselves before our Elohim, to seek of him a right way for us, and for our little ones, and for all our substance. Because I was ashamed to require of the king a band of soldiers and horsemen to help us against the enemy in the way, because we had spoken to the king saying, the hand of our Elohim is upon all them for good that seek him, but his power and his anger is against all them that forsake him. So we fasted and besought our Elohim for this, and he was entreated of us. Then I separated 12 of the chief of the priests, Sherebiah, Hashabiah, and 10 of their kinsmen with them, and weighed to them the silver, gold, and the vessels, even the offering of the temple of our Elohim, which the king and his counselors, and his nobles, and all Israel there present, had offered. I even weighed to their hands 650 talents, 25 tons, of silver, and silver vessels 100 talents, 3¾ tons, and of gold 100 talents, 3¾ tons, also 20 basins of gold, of 1,000 drams, 19 pounds, and 2 vessels of fine copper, precious as gold. And I said to them, you are holy to YHWH, the vessels are holy also, and the silver and the gold are a freewill offering to YHWH Elohim of your forefathers. Watch and guard them, until you weigh them before the chief of the priests and the Levites, and chief of the fathers of Israel, at Jerusalem, in the chambers of the temple of YHWH. So took the priests and the Levites the weight of the silver, and the gold, and the vessels, to bring them to Jerusalem to the house of our Elohim. Then we departed from the river of Ahava on the 12th day of the first month, to go to Jerusalem, and the hand of our Elohim was upon us, and he delivered us from the hand of the enemy, and of such as lay in ambush by the way. And we came to Jerusalem, and stayed there 3 days. Now on the 4th day was the silver and the gold and the vessels weighed in the house of our Elohim by the hand of Meremoth the son of Uriah the priest. And with him was Eleazar the son of Phinehas, and with them was Jozabad the son of Jeshua, and Nodiah the son of Binnui, Levites, by number and by weight of every one, and all the weight was written at that time. Also the children of those that had been carried away that were come out of the captivity, offered a whole burnt offerings to the Elohim of Israel, 12 oxen for all Israel, 96 rams, 77 lambs, 12 he-goats for a sin offering. All this was a whole burnt offering to YHWH. And they delivered the king's commissions to the king's lieutenants, and to the governors on this side the river, and they further the people, and the house of Elohim. Now when these things were done, the princes came to me saying, the people of Israel and the priests, and the Levites, have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, Ammonites, Moabites, Egyptians, and the Amorites. Because they have taken of their daughters for themselves, and for their sons, so that the holy seed has mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yes, the hand of the princes and rulers has been chief in this trespass. And when I heard this thing, I tore my garment and my mantle, and plucked off the hair of my head and of my beard, and sat down appalled. Then were assembled to me everyone that trembled at the words of the Elohim of Israel, because of the transgression of those that had been carried away, and I sat appalled until the evening sacrifice. And at the evening sacrifice I arose up from my heaviness, and having torn my garment and my mantle, I fell upon my knees, and spread out my hands to YHWH Elohim, and said, O my Elohim, I am ashamed and blushed to lift up my face to you, my Elohim, because our depravities are increased over our head, and our offense has grown up unto the cosmos. Since the days of our forefathers we have been in a great offense to this day, and for our depravities have we, our kings, and our priests, been delivered into the hand of the kings of the lands, to the sword, to captivity, and to a plunder, and to confusion of face, as it is this day. And now for a little space grace has been shown from YHWH Elohim, to leave us a remnant to escape, and to give us a peg in his holy place, that our Elohim may lighten our eyes, and give us a little reviving in our bondage. Because we were bondmen, yet our Elohim has not forsaken us in our bondage, but has extended goodness to us in the sight of the kings of Persia, to give us a reviving, to set up the house of our Elohim, and to repair the desolation thereof, and to give us a wall in Judah and in Jerusalem. And now, O our Elohim, what will we say after this? Because we have forsaken your commandments. That you have commanded by your slaves the prophets, saying, the land, to which you go to possess it, is an unclean land with the uncleanness of the people of the lands, with their abominations, which have filled it from one end to another with their uncleanness. Now therefore give not your daughters to their sons, neither take their daughters to your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth for the ages, that you may be strong, and eat the good of the land and leave it for an inheritance to your children for the ages. And after all that has come upon us for our bad deeds, and for our great trespass, seeing that you our Elohim have punished us less than our depravities deserve, and have given us such deliverance as this, should we again break your commandments, and join in affinity with the people of these abominations? Would you not be angry with us until you had consumed us, so that there should be no remnant nor escaping? O YHWH Elohim of Israel, you are righteous, because we remain yet escaped, as it is this day. Look, we are before you in our trespasses, because we cannot stand before you because of this. Now when Ezra had prayed, and when he had confessed, weeping and casting himself down before the temple of Elohim, there assembled to him out of Israel a very great company of men and women and children, because the people wept greatly. And Shechaniah the son of Jehiel, one of the sons of Elam, answered and said to Ezra, we have trespassed against our Elohim, and have taken foreign wives of the people of the land, yet now there is hope in Israel concerning this thing. Now therefore let us make a pledge with our Elohim to put away all the wives, and such as are born of them, according to the counsel of my Adonai, and of those that tremble at the commandment of our Elohim, and let it be done according to the Torah. Arise, for this matter belongs to you, we also will be with you, be of good courage and do it. Then arose Ezra, and made the chief priests, the Levites, and all Israel, to adjure that they should do according to this word. And they adjured. Then Ezra rose up from before the house of Elohim, and went into the chamber of Johanan the son of Eliashib, and when he came here, he did eat no food or drink water, because he mourned because of the transgression of them that had been carried away. And they made proclamation throughout Judah and Jerusalem to all the children of the captivity, that they should gather themselves together to Jerusalem, and that whoever would not come within 3 days, according to the counsel of the princes and the elders, all his substance should be forfeited, and himself separated from the company of those that had been carried away. Then all the men of Judah and Benjamin gathered themselves together to Jerusalem within 3 days. It was the 9th month, on the 20th day of the month, and all the people sat in the street of the house of Elohim, trembling because of this matter, and for the great rain. And Ezra the priest stood up and said to them, you have transgressed, and have taken foreign wives, to increase the trespass of Israel. Now therefore make confession to YHWH Elohim of your forefathers, and do his pleasure, and separate yourselves from the people of the land, and from the foreign wives. Then all the company answered and said with a loud voice, as you have said, so must we do. But the people are many, and it is a time of much rain, and we are not able to stand outside, neither is this a work of 1 day or 2, because we are many that have transgressed in this thing. Let now our rulers of all the company stand, and let all them that have taken foreign wives in our cities come at appointed times, and with them the elders of every city, and the judges, until the fierce anger of our Elohim for this matter is turned from us. Only Jonathan the son of Asahel and Jaasiah the son of Tikvah were employed about this matter, and Meshullam and Shabbatai the Levite helped them. And the children of the captivity did so. And Ezra the priest, with certain chief of the fathers, after the house of their forefathers, and all of them by their names, were separated, and sat down in the first day of the 10th month to examine the matter. And they made an end with all the men that had taken foreign wives by the first day of the first month. And among the sons of the priests there were found that had taken foreign wives, namely, of the sons of Jeshua the son of Jozadak, and his kinsmen, Maaseiah, and Eliezer, and Jerib, and Gedaliah. And they gave their hands that they would put away their wives, and being guilty, they offered a ram of the flock for their trespass. And of the sons of Immer, Hanani, and Zebediah. And of the sons of Haram, Maaseiah, Elijah, Shemaiah, Jehiel, and Uzziah. And of the sons of Pashur, Elionai, Maaseiah, Ishmael, Nethaniel, Jozabad, and Elasa. Also of the Levites, Jozabad, Shimei, Kelaiah, the same as Kelida, Pethiah, Judah, and Eliezer. Of the singers also, Eliashib, and of the porters, Shallum, Telem, and Uri. Moreover of Israel, of the sons of Perish, Remiah, Josiah, Malchiah, Miamin, Eleazar, Malchijah, and Benaiah. And of the sons of Elam, Mattaniah, Zechariah, Jehiel, Abdi, Jeremoth, and Eliah. And of the sons of Zaddu, Elionai, Eliashib, Mattaniah, Jeremoth, Zabad, and Aziza. Of the sons also of Bebai, Yehohanan, Hananiah, Zabbai, and Athlai. And of the sons of Bani, Meshullam, Malach, Adaiah, Jashub, Sheel, and Ramoth. And of the sons of Pahath-Moab, Adnah, Shalal, Benaiah, Maaseiah, Mattaniah, Bezaleel, Binnui, and Manasseh. And of the sons of Haram, Eliezer, Ishja, Malchiah, Shemaiah, Shimeon, Benjamin, Malach, and Shemariah. Of the sons of Hashem, Mattanai, Mattatha, Zabad, Eliphalet, Jeremiah, Manasseh, and Shimei. Of the sons of Bani, Maddai, Amram, and Uel, Benaiah, Bediah, Shelah, Vaniah, Meremoth, Eliashib, Mattaniah, Mattanai, and Hasah, and Bani, and Binnui, Shimei, and Shelemiah, and Nathan, and Adaiah, Machnadebai, Shashai, Shirai, Azareel, and Shelemiah, Shemariah, Shallum, Amariah, and Joseph. Of the sons of Nebo, Jael, Mattathiah, Zabad, Zebina, Jadau, and Joel, Benaiah. All these had taken foreign wives, and some of them had wives by whom they had children. The words of Nehemiah the son of Hashaliah. And it came to pass in the month Chisleu, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan the palace, that Hanani, one of my kinsmen came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped that were left of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said to me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and reproach, the wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and its gates are burnt with fire. And it came to pass when I heard these words, that I sat down and wept, and mourned a number of days and fasted, and prayed before the Elohim of the cosmos. And said, I ask you, O YHWH Elohim of the cosmos, the great and terrible Elohim, that guards covenant and goodness for them that love him and observe his commandments. Let your ear now be attentive and your eyes open, that you may hear the prayer of your slave that I pray before you now, day and night, for the children of Israel your slaves, and confess the sins of the children of Israel that we have sinned against you, both I and my father's house have sinned. We have dealt very corruptly against you, and have not observed the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments, that you commanded your slave Moses. Remember, I ask you, the word that you commanded your slave Moses, saying, if you transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations, and you have turned back to me, and observed my commands, and done them. If your outcast is in the end of the cosmos, there I gather them, and have brought them in unto the place that I have chosen to cause my name to tabernacle there. Now these are your slaves and your people, whom you have ransomed by your great power, and by your strong hand. O Adonai, I ask you, let now your ear be attentive to the prayer of your slave, and to the prayer of your servants, who desire to fear your name, and prosper, I pray you, your slave this day, and grant him compassion in the sight of this man. Because I was the king's cupbearer. And it came to pass in the month Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes the king, that wine was before him, and I took up the wine, and gave it to the king. Now I had not been sad in his presence before. Therefore the king said to me, why is your appearance sad, seeing you are not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart, and I fear very much. And I replied to the king, let the king live for the ages, why should not my appearance be sad, when the city, the place of my forefathers' tombs, lies waste, and its gates are consumed with fire? Then the king said to me, for what do you make a request? So I prayed to the Elohim of the cosmos. And I said to the king, if it pleases the king, and if your slave has found favor in your sight, that you would send me to Judah, to the city of my forefathers' tombs, so that I may rebuild it. And the king replied to me, the queen also sitting by him, for how long will your journey be? And when will you return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. And I say to the king, if to the king it is good, let letters be given to me for the governors beyond the river, that they let me pass over until I come to Judah, and a letter to Asaph the keeper of the king's forest, that he may give me timber to make beams for the gates of the palace that appertain to the house, and for the wall of the city, and for the house that I will enter into. And the king granted me, according to the good hand of my Elohim upon me. Then I came to the governors beyond the river, and gave them the king's letters. Now the king had sent captains of the army and horsemen with me. When Sanballat the Horonite, and Tobiah the slave, the Ammonite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. So I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days. And I arose in the night, I and some few men with me, neither told I any man what my Elohim had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem, neither was there any animal with me, save the animal that I rode on. And I went out by night by the gate of the valley, even before the dragon well, and to the dung port, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem that were broken down, and the gates were consumed with fire. Then I went on to the gate of the fountain and to the king's pool, but there was no place for the animal that was under me to pass. Then went I up in the night by the brook, and viewed the wall and turned back, and entered by the gate of the valley, and so returned. And the rulers knew not where I went, or what I did, neither had I as yet told it to the Jews, nor to the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that did the work. Then I said to them, You see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lies waste, and the gates are burnt with fire. Come, and let us rebuild up the wall of Jerusalem so that we are no more a scorn. Then I told them of the hand of my Elohim that was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken to me. And they said, Let us get up and rebuild. So they strengthened their hands for this good work. But when Sanballat the Horonite, and Tobiah the slave, the Ammonite, and Geshem the Arabian, heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us, and said, What is this thing that you do? Will you rebel against the king? Then I answered them and said to them, The Elohim of the cosmos, he will prosper us, therefore we his slaves will arise and rebuild, but you have no portion, nor right, nor memorial, in Jerusalem. Then Eliashib the high priest rose up with his kinsmen the priests, and they rebuilt the sheep gate, they consecrated it, and set up the doors of it, even to the tower of Meah they consecrated it, unto the tower of Hananeel. And next to him the men of Jericho rebuilt. And next to them Zakur the son of Imri rebuilt. But the fish gate did the sons of Hassenaah rebuild, who also laid the beams of it, and set up its doors, the locks and its bars. And next to them repaired Meremoth the son of Uriah, the son of Koz. And next to them repaired Meshullam the son of Berechiah, the son of Meshezabeel. And next to them repaired Zadok the son of Bana. And next to them the Tekoites repaired, but their nobles put not their necks to the work of their master. Moreover the old gate repaired Jehoiada the son of Paseah, and Meshullam the son of Besodeiah, they laid its beams, and set up its doors, locks and bars. And next to them repaired Melatiah the Gibeonite, and Jadon the Meronothite, the men of Gibeon, and of Mizpah, to the throne of the governor on this side the river. Next to him repaired Uzziel the son of Harhiah, of the goldsmiths. Next to him also repaired Hananiah the son of one of the perfumers, and they fortified Jerusalem to its broad wall. And next to them repaired Raphiah the son of Hur, the ruler of the half part of Jerusalem. And next to them repaired Jediah the son of Harumaph, even opposite his house. And next to him repaired Hattush the son of Hashabniah. Malchijah the son of Haram, and Hashub the son of Pahath Moab, repaired the other piece, and the tower of the furnaces. And next to him repaired Shallum the son of Halohesh, the ruler of the half part of Jerusalem, he and his daughters. The valley gate repaired Hanun, and the inhabitants of Zanoah, they rebuilt it, and set up its doors, locks and bars, and 1,000 cubits, 1,500 feet, on the wall to the dung gate. But the dung gate repaired Malchiah the son of Rechab, the ruler of part of Bethaksaram, he rebuilt it, and set up its doors, locks and bars. But the gate of the fountain repaired Shallum the son of Clehozah, the ruler of part of Mizpah, he rebuilt it and covered it, and set up its doors, locks and bars, and the wall of the pool of Silo by the king's garden, and to the stairs that go down from the city of David. After him repaired Nehemiah the son of Azbuk, the ruler of the half part of Bethshur, to the place opposite the tombs of David, and to the pool that was made, and to the house of the mighty. After him repaired the Levites, Rehum the son of Bani. Next to him repaired Hashabiah, the ruler of the half part of Keilah, in his part. After him repaired their kinsman, Bavai the son of Henadad, the ruler of the half part of Keilah. And next to him repaired Ezra the son of Jeshua, the ruler of Mizpah, another piece opposite the going up to the armory at the turning of the wall. After him Baruch the son of Zabbai earnestly repaired the other piece, from the turning of the wall to the door of the house of Eliashib the high priest. After him repaired Meremoth the son of Uriah the son of Koz another piece, from the door of the house of Eliashib even to the end of the house of Eliashib. And after him repaired the priests, the men of the plain. After him repaired Benjamin and Hashub opposite their house. After him repaired Azariah the son of Maaseiah the son of Ananiah by his house. After him repaired Binnui the son of Henadad another piece, from the house of Azariah to the turning of the wall, even to the corner. Palal the son of Uzai, opposite the turning of the wall, and the tower which projected out from the king's high house, that was by the court of the prison. After him Pedaiah the son of Perish. Moreover the Nethinims lived in Ophel, to the place opposite the water gate toward the east, and the tower that goes out. After them the Tekoites repaired another piece, opposite the great tower that goes out, even to the wall of Ophel. From above the horse gate repaired the priests, everyone opposite his house. After them repaired Zadok the son of Immer opposite his house. After him repaired also Shemaiah the son of Shechaniah, the keeper of the east gate. After him repaired Hananiah the son of Shelemiah, and Hanun the sixth son of Zalaph, another piece. After him repaired Meshullam the son of Berechiah opposite his chamber. After him repaired Malchiah the goldsmith's son to the place of the Nethinims, and of the merchants, opposite the gate Mifkad, and to the going up of the corner. And between the going up of the corner to the sheep gate repaired the goldsmiths and the traders. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we rebuilt the wall, he was angry, and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. And he spoke before his kinsmen in the army of Samaria and said, What are these feeble Jews doing? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish that are burnt? Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, Even what they rebuild, if a fox goes up, he will even break down their stone wall. Hear, O our Elohim, for we are despised, and turn their scorn upon their own heads, and give them for booty in the land of captivity, and cover not their depravity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before you, because they have provoked you to anger before the builders. So we rebuilt the wall, and all the wall was joined together to the half of it, because the people had a mind to work. But it came to pass that when Sanballat, and Tobiah, and the Arabians, and the Ammonites, and the Ashdodites, heard that the walls of Jerusalem were erected, and that its breaches began to be stopped, then they were very angry, and conspired all of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem, and to hinder it. Nevertheless we made our prayer to our Elohim, and set a watch against them day and night, because of them. And Judah said, The power of the burden bearers has become feeble, and the rubbish is abundant, and we are not able to rebuild on the wall. And our adversaries said, They will not know, neither see, until we come in the middle among them and kill them, and cause the work to cease. And it came to pass, that when the Jews that lived by them came, they said unto us 10 times, From all places where you will return to us they will be upon you. Therefore I set in the lower places behind the wall, and on the higher places, I even set the people after their families with their swords, their spears, and their bows. And I looked and rose up, and said to the nobles and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, Be not afraid of them. Remember Adonai that is great and terrible, and fight for your kinsmen, your sons, and your daughters, your wives, and your houses. And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known to us and Elohim had brought their counsel to nothing, that we returned all of us to the wall, every one to his work. And it came to pass from that time forth that the half of my servants labored in the work, and the other half of them held both the spears, the shields, and the bows, and the javelins, and the rulers were behind all the house of Judah. They that rebuilt on the wall, and they that carried burdens, with those that loaded, every one with one of his hands labored in the work, and with the other hand held a weapon. Because the rebuilders, every one had his sword girded by his side, and so rebuilt. And he that sounded the trumpet was by me. And I said to the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, The work is great and large, and we are separated on the wall, one far from another. In what place therefore ye hear the sound of the trumpet, gather here to us, our Elohim will fight for us. So we labored in the work, and half of them held the spears from the rising of the morning until the stars appeared. Likewise at the same time I said to the people, Let every one with his slave lodge within Jerusalem, that in the night they may be a guard to us, and labor on the day. So neither I, nor my kinsmen, nor my servants, nor the men of the guard that followed me, none of us put off our clothes, saving that every one put them off for washing. And there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their kinsmen the Jews. For there were some that said, Our sons and our daughters are many, therefore we take up corn for them so that we may eat and live. Some also there were that said, We have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses so that we might buy corn, because of the famine. There were also that said, We have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and that upon our lands and vineyards. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our kinsmen, our children as their children, and lo, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be slaves, and some of our daughters are brought into bondage already, neither is it in our power to redeem them, because other men have our lands and vineyards. And I was very angry when I heard their cry in these words. Then I consulted with myself, and I rebuked the nobles, and the rulers, and said to them, You exact interest, every one from his brother. And I set a great assembly against them. And I said to them, We after our ability have redeemed our kinsmen the Jews that were sold to the nations, and will you even sell your kinsmen? Or will they be sold to us? Then they held their peace and found nothing to answer. Also I said, It is not good what you do, ought you not to walk in the fear of our Elohim because of the scorn of the nations our enemies? I likewise and my kinsmen, and my servants, might exact of them money and corn. I ask you, let us stop this taking of interest. Restore, I ask you, to them, even this day, their lands, their vineyards, their olive yards, and their houses, also the 100th part of the money, and of the corn, the wine, and the oil, that you exact from them. Then they said, We will restore them and will require nothing of them, so will we do as you say. Then I called the priests, and took an oath of them, that they should do according to this promise. Also I shook my lap and said, So Elohim shake out every man from his house, and from his labor, that performs not this promise, even so is he shaken out, and emptied. And all the company replied, So be it, and praised YHWH. And the people did according to this promise. Moreover, from the time that I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year even to the 32nd year of Artaxerxes the king, that is, 12 years, I and my kinsmen have not eaten the bread of the governor. But the former governors that had been before me were chargeable to the people, and had taken of them bread and wine, besides 40 shekels, 1 pound, of silver, yes, even their servants exercised power over the people, and I have not done so, because of the fear of Elohim. Yes, also I continued in the work of this wall, neither bought we any land, and all my servants were gathered there to the work. Moreover, there were at my table 150 of the Jews and rulers, besides those that came to us from among the nations that are around us. Now what was prepared for me daily was 1 ox and 6 choice sheep, also fowls were prepared for me, and once in 10 days store of all sorts of wine. Still for all this I required not the bread of the governor, because the bondage was heavy upon this people. Think upon me, my Elohim, for good, according to all that I have done for these people. Now it came to pass, when Sanballat, and Tobiah, and Geshem the Arabian, and the rest of our enemies, heard that I had rebuilt the wall, and that there was no breach left in it, though at that time I had not set up the doors upon its gates, that Sanballat and Geshem sent to me saying, Come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But they thought to do me injury. And I sent messengers to them saying, I am doing a great work so that I cannot come down, why should the work cease while I leave it, and come down to you? Still they sent to me 4 times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner. Then sent Sanballat his slave to me in the same manner the 4th time with an open letter in his hand, in which was written, It is reported among the nations, and Gashmu says it, that you and the Jews think to rebel, for which cause you build the wall so, that you may be their king, according to these words. And you have also appointed prophets to preach of you at Jerusalem saying, There is a king in Judah, and now will it be reported to the king according to these words. Come now therefore, and let us take counsel together. Then I sent to him, saying there are no such things done as you say, but you feign them out of your own heart. For they all made us afraid saying, Their hands will be weakened from the work so that it is not done. Now therefore strengthen you my hands. Afterward I came to the house of Shemaiah the son of Delaiah the son of Mehetabeel, who was shut up, and he said, Let us meet together in the house of Elohim, within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple. Because they will come to kill you, yes, in the night will they come to kill you. And I said, Should such a man as I flee? And who is there, that being as I am, would go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. And lo, I perceived that Elohim had not sent him, but that he pronounced this prophecy against me, because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. Therefore was he hired so that I should be afraid, and do so in sin, and that they might have a matter for a bad report so that they might scorn me. My Elohim, think upon Tobiah and Sanballat according to these their works, and on the prophetess Noadiah, and the rest of the prophets, that would have put me in fear. So the wall was finished in the 25th day of the month Elul, in 52 days. And it came to pass, that when all our enemies heard this, and all the nations that were around us saw these things, they were much cast down in their own eyes, because they perceived that this work was accomplished of our Elohim. Moreover in those days the nobles of Judah sent many letters to Tobiah, and the letters of Tobiah came to them. Because there were many in Judah adjured to him, because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah the son of Arah, and his son Johanan had taken the daughter of Meshullam the son of Berechiah. Also they reported his good deeds before me, and uttered my words to him. And Tobiah sent letters to put me in fear. Now it came to pass when the wall was rebuilt, and I had set up the doors, and the porters and the singers and the Levites were appointed, that I gave my brother Hanani, and Hananiah the ruler of the palace, charge over Jerusalem, because he was a faithful man, and feared Elohim above many. And I said to them, Let not the gates of Jerusalem be opened until the sun is hot, and while they stand by, let them shut the doors and bar them, and appoint watches of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, every one in his watch, and every one to be opposite his house. Now the city was large and great, but the people were few in it, and the houses were not built. And my Elohim put into my heart to gather together the nobles, and the rulers, and the people, that they might be reckoned by genealogy. And I found a register of the genealogy of them that came up at the first, and I found written in it, These are the children of the province, that went up out of the captivity, of those that had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away, and returned to Jerusalem and to Judah, every one to his city, who came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Ramiah, Nahamani, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispereth, Bigvai, Nehum, Baanah. The number, I say, of the men of the people of Israel was this: the children of Perish, 2,172. The children of Shephatiah, 372. The children of Ara, 652. The children of Pahath Moab, of the children of Jeshua and Joab, 2,818. The children of Elam, 1,254. The children of Zaddu, 845. The children of Zakkai, 760. The children of Binnui, 648. The children of Bebai, 628. The children of Asgad, 2,322. The children of Adonikam, 667. The children of Bigvai, 2,067. The children of Adin, 655. The children of Ader of Hezekiah, 98. The children of Hashem, 328. The children of Bezai, 324. The children of Hariph, 112. The children of Gibeon, 95. The men of Bethlehem and Netophah, 188. The men of Anatoth, 128. The men of Beth Asmaveth, 42. The men of Kirath Yearim, Kephirah, and Beerot, 743. The men of Ramah and Geba, 621. The men of Michmas, 122. The men of Bethel and Ai, 123. The men of the other Nebo, 52. The children of the other Elam, 1,254. The children of Haram, 320. The children of Jericho, 345. The children of Lod, Hadid, and Ono, 721. The children of Sanaa, 3,930. The priests, the children of Jediah, of the house of Jeshua 973. The children of Immer, 1,052. The children of Pashur, 1,247. The children of Haram, 1,017. The Levites, the children of Jeshua, of Kadmiel, and of the children of Hodavah, 74. The singers, the children of Asaph, 148. The porters, the children of Shallum, the children of Ader, the children of Talmon, the children of Akab, the children of Hatita, the children of Shobai, 138. The Nethinims, the children of Zihah, the children of Hashupha, the children of Tabaoth, the children of Keros, the children of Sia, the children of Paddan, the children of Labana, the children of Hagabah, the children of Shalmai, the children of Hanan, the children of Giddel, the children of Gahar, the children of Reiah, the children of Rezin, the children of Nakoda, the children of Gazam, the children of Uzzah, the children of Phazah, the children of Basai, the children of Maanim, the children of Nephishazim, the children of Bakbuk, the children of Hakupha, the children of Harher, the children of Bazlith, the children of Maida, the children of Harsha. The children of Barkos, the children of Sisera, the children of Tamah, the children of Netziah, the children of Hatapha. The children of Solomon's slaves, the children of Sotai, the children of Sophereth, the children of Perida, the children of Jala, the children of Darkon, the children of Giddel, the children of Shephatiah, the children of Hadal, the children of Pochereth of Zebaim, the children of Ammon, all the Nethinims, and the children of Solomon's slaves, were 392. And these were they that went up also from Telmelah, Telersha, Cherub, Addon, and Immer, but they could not show their father's house, nor their descendants, whether they were of Israel. The children of Delaiah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nekoda, 642. And of the priests, the children of Happaiah, the children of Kaz, the children of Barzillai that took one of the daughters of Barzillai the Gileadite to wife, and was called after their name. These sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but it was not found, therefore were they, as defiled, were put from the priesthood. And the Tirshatha, governor, said to them, that they should not eat of the most holy things until there stood up a priest with the Urim-Thummim. The whole company together was 42,360. Beside their male and female slaves, of whom there were 7,337, and they had 245 singing men and singing women. Their horses, 736, their mules, 245, their camels, 435, and 6,720 donkeys. And some of the chief of the fathers gave to the work. The Tirshatha, governor, gave to the treasury 1,000 drams, 19 pounds, of gold, 50 basins, 530 priests' garments. And some of the chief of the fathers gave to the treasury of the work 20,000 drams, 375 pounds, of gold, and 2,200 minas, 1/3 tons, of silver. And what the rest of the people gave was 20,000 drams, 375 pounds, of gold, and 2,000 minas, 1/4 tons, of silver, and 67 priests' garments. So the priests, and the Levites, and the porters, and the singers, and some of the people, and the Nethinims, and all Israel, lived in their cities. And when the 7th month came, the children of Israel were in their cities. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate, and they spoke to Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the Torah of Moses that Yhwh had commanded to Israel. And Ezra the priest brought the law before the company both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding, on the 1st day of the 7th month. And he read in it before the street that was before the water gate from the morning until midday, before the men and the women and those that could understand, and the ears of all the people were attentive to the book of the Torah. And Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit of wood, which they had made for the purpose, and beside him stood Mattithiah, Shema, Anaiah, Uriah, Hilkiah, and Maaseiah, on his right hand, and on his left hand, Pedaiah, Mishael, Malchiah, Hashem, Hashbaddanah, Zechariah, and Meshullam. And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people. For he was above all the people, and when he opened it, all the people stood up, and Ezra blessed Yhwh, the great Elohim. And all the people answered, so be it, with lifting up their hands, and they bowed their heads and worshipped Yhwh with their faces to the ground. Also Jeshua, Bani, Sherebiah, Jaman, Akab, Shabbatai, Hodijah, Maaseiah, Kelita, Azariah, Jozabad, Hanan, Pelaiah, and the Levites, caused the people to understand the law, and the people stood in their place. So they read in the book in the Torah of Elohim distinctly, and gave the sense, and caused them to understand the reading. And Nehemiah that is the Tirshatha, governor, and Ezra the priest the scribe, and the Levites that taught the people, said to all the people, this day is holy to Yhwh your Elohim, mourn not, nor weep. Because all the people wept, when they heard the words of the Torah. Then he said to them, go your way, eat the fat and drink the sweet, and send portions to them for whom nothing is prepared, because this day is holy to the Lord. Neither be you sorry, because the joy of Yhwh is your place of safety. And the Levites are keeping all the people silent, saying, be silent, for today is holy, and be not grieved. And all the people went their way to eat, and to drink, and to send portions, and to make great gaiety, because they had understood the words that were declared to them. And on the 2nd day were gathered together the chief of the fathers of all the people, the priests, and the Levites, to Ezra the scribe, even to understand the words of the law. And they found written in the law that Yhwh had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel should live in booths in the festival of the 7th month, and that they should publish and proclaim in all their cities, and in Jerusalem saying, go out to the mount, and fetch olive branches, and pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and branches of thick trees, to make booths, as it is written. So the people went out and brought them, and made themselves booths, every one upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of Elohim, and in the street of the water gate, and in the street of the gate of Ephraim. And all the company of them that were returned out of the captivity made booths, and sat under the booths, because since the days of Joshua, Yeshua, the son of Nun to that day had not the children of Israel done so. And there was very great gladness. Also day by day, from the 1st day to the last day, he read in the book of the Torah of Elohim. And they observed the festival 7 days, and on the 8th day was a solemn assembly, according to the custom. Now in the 24th day of this month the children of Israel were assembled with fasting, and with sackcloth and earth upon them. And the offspring of Israel separated themselves from all foreigners, and stood and confessed their sins, and the depravities of their forefathers. And they stood up in their place, and read in the book of the Torah, of Yhwh Elohim a quarter of the day, and another quarter they confessed, and worshipped Yhwh Elohim. Then stood up upon the stairs, of the Levites, Jeshua, Bani, Kadmiel, Shebaniah, Bunni, Sherebiah, Bani, and Chenani, and cried with a loud voice to Yhwh Elohim. Then the Levites, Jeshua, Kadmiel, Bani, Hashabniah, Sherebiah, Hodijah, Shebaniah, and Pethiah said, stand up and bless Yhwh Elohim for the ages of the ages, and blessed is your glorious name that is exalted above all blessing and praise. You, even you, are Yhwh alone, you have fashioned the universe, the cosmos of the universe, with all their host, the earth, and all that is in it, the seas, and all that is in it, and you preserve them all, and the host of the cosmos worships you. You are YHWH Elohim, who did choose Abram, and brought him out of Ur of the Chaldees, and gave him the name of Abraham, and found his heart faithful before you, and cut out a covenant with him to give the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Girgashites, to ascribe it, I say, to his descendants, and have performed your words, because you are righteous, and did see the affliction of our forefathers in Egypt, and heard their cry by the Red Sea, and showed signs and wonders upon Pharaoh, and on all his slaves, and on all the people of his land, because you knew that they dealt proudly against them. So did you acquire yourself fame, as it is this day. And you did divide the sea before them, so that they went through the middle of the sea on the dry land, and their persecutors you threw into the deep, as a stone into the mighty waters. Moreover you led them in the day by a cloud mass pillar, and in the night by a pillar of supernatural fire, to give them light in the journey in which they should go. You came down also upon Mount Sinai, and spoke with them from the skies, and gave them right judgments, and true laws, good statutes and commandments, and made known to them your holy Sabbath, and commanded them precepts, statutes, and laws, by the hand of Moses your slave, and gave them bread from the skies for their hunger, and brought forth water for them out of the rock for their thirst, and promised them that they should go in to possess the land that you had adjured to give them. But they and our forefathers dealt proudly, and hardened their necks and obeyed not your commandments, and refused to obey, neither were mindful of your wonders that you did among them. But hardened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But you are an Elohim ready to pardon, gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and forsook them not. Yes, when they had fashioned themselves a molten metal calf and said, This is your Elohim that brought you up out of Egypt, and had committed a great despising, yet you in your abounding compassion forsook them not in the uninhabited land. The pillar of the cloud mass departed not from them by day, to lead them in the journey, neither the pillar of supernatural fire by night, to show them light, and the path in which they should go. You gave also your good spirit to instruct them, and withheld not your manna from their mouth, and gave them water for their thirst. Yes, 40 years did you sustain them in the uninhabited land, so that they lacked nothing, their clothes did not wear out, and their feet swelled not. And you gave to them kingdoms, and peoples, and did apportion them to the corner, and they possessed the land of Sihon, and the land of the king of Heshbon, and the land of Og king of Bashan. Their children also you multiplied as the stars of the cosmos, and brought them into the land, concerning which you had promised to their forefathers, that they should go in to possess it. So the children went in and possessed the land, and you subdued before them the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, and gave them into their hands, with their kings, and the people of the land, that they might do with them as they would. And they took strong cities, and a fat land, and possessed houses full of all goods, wells excavated, vineyards, and olive yards, and fruit trees in abundance, so they did eat and were filled, and became fat and delighted themselves in your great goodness. Nevertheless they were disobedient, and rebelled against you, and cast your law behind their backs, and killed your prophets that testified against them to turn them to you, and they committed great blasphemy. Therefore you delivered them into the hand of their enemies, who vexed them. And in the time of their trouble, when they cried to you, you heard them from the cosmos, and according to your abounding compassion you appointed them saviors, who delivered them out of the hand of their enemies. But after they had rest, they did bad again before you. Therefore you left them in the hand of their enemies, so that they had the dominion over them, yet when they returned and cried to you, you heard them from the cosmos, and many times did you deliver them according to your compassion, and testified against them, that you might bring them again to your Torah. Yet they dealt proudly and obeyed not your commandments, but sinned against your judgments, which if a man does, he will live in them, and withdrew the shoulder, and hardened their neck, and would not hear. For many years you did forbear them, and testified against them by your Spirit and your prophets, yet they would not give an ear, therefore you gave them into the hand of the people of the lands. Nevertheless for your great compassion's sake you did not utterly consume them or forsake them, because you are a gracious and compassionate Elohim. Now therefore, our Elohim, the great, the mighty, and the awe-inspiring Elohim, who guards covenant and goodness, let not all the trouble seem little before you, that has come upon us, on our kings, on our princes, and on our priests, and on our prophets, and on our ancestors, and on all your people, since the time of the kings of Assyria to this day. But you are righteous in all that is brought upon us, because you have done right, but we have done wickedly, neither have our kings, our princes, our priests or our ancestors, observed your law, nor obeyed your commandments and your testimonies, in which you did testify against them. Because they have not served you in their kingdom, and in your great goodness that you extended to them, and in the large and fat land that you ascribed to them, neither turned they from their wicked works. Observe, we are slaves this day, and for the land that you ascribed to our forefathers to eat its fruit and its good things, look, we are slaves in it, and it yields much increase to the kings who you have set over us because of our sins. Also they have dominion over our bodies, and over our cattle, at their pleasure, and we are in great distress. And because of all this we make a certain covenant, and write it, and our princes, Levites, and priests, seal it. Now those that sealed it were, Nehemiah, the Tirshatha, the son of Hashaliah, Zidkijah, Sariah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Malchijah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Malach, Haram, Meremoth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginnathan, Baruch, Meshullam, Abiyah, Mijamin, Maaziah, Bilgai, Shemaiah, these were the priests. And the Levites, both Jeshua the son of Azaniah, Binnui of the sons of Henadad, Kadmiel, and their kinsmen, Shebaniah, Hodijah, Kelita, Pelaiah, Hanan, Miha, Rehob, Hashabiah, Zakur, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodijah, Bani, Beninu. The chief of the people, Parish, Pahath-Moab, Elam, Zathu, Bani, Bunni, Asgad, Bebai, Adonijah, Bigvai, Adin, Ader, Iskijah, Azur, Hodijah, Hashem, Bezai, Hariph, Anatoth, Nebai, Magpiash, Meshullam, Hezer, Meshezabeel, Zadok, Jaddua, Pelatiah, Hanan, Anaiah, Hoshea, Hananiah, Hashub, Halahesh, Pilha, Shobek, Rehum, Hashabnah, Maaseiah, and Ahijah, Hanan, Anan, Malach, Haram, Baanah. And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the porters, the singers, the Nethinims, and all they that had separated themselves from the people of the lands to the Torah of Elohim, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, everyone having knowledge and having understanding, they are laying hold on their kinsmen, their honorable ones, and coming into an execration, and into an oath, to walk in the Torah of Elohim, that was given by the hand of Moses, slave of Elohim. And to observe and to institute all the commands of Yhwh my master, and his judgments, and his statutes, and that we would not give our daughters to the people of the land or take their daughters for our sons, and if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath, or on the holy day, and that we would leave the 7th year, and the usury on every hand. Also we made ordinances for us, to charge ourselves yearly with the 3rd part of a shekel for the service of the house of our Elohim, for bread of the arrangement, showbread, and the continual present, and the continual burnt offering of the Sabbaths, of the new moons, for appointed seasons, and for sacred things, and for sin offerings, to make a covering for Israel, even all the work of the house of our Elohim. And we cast the lots among the priests, the Levites, and the people, for the wood offering, to bring it into the house of our Elohim, after the houses of our forefathers, at times appointed year by year, to burn upon the altar of Yhwh Elohim, as it is written in the law. And to bring the first fruits of our ground, and the first fruits of all fruit of all trees, year by year, to the temple of Yhwh, also the firstborn of our sons, and of our cattle, as it is written in the Torah, and the firstborn of our herds and of our flocks, to bring to the house of our Elohim, to the priests that minister in the house of our Elohim, and that we should bring the first fruits of our dough, and our offerings, and the fruit of all kinds of trees, of wine and of oil, to the priests, to the chambers of the house of our Elohim. And the tithes of our ground to the Levites, that the same Levites might have the tithes in all the cities of our tillage. And the priest the son of Aaron will be with the Levites, when the Levites take tithes, and the Levites will bring up the tithe of the tithes to the house of our Elohim, to the chambers, into the treasury. Because the children of Israel and the children of Levi will bring the offering of the corn, of the new wine, and the oil, to the chambers, where are the vessels of the sanctuary, and the priests that minister and the porters, and the singers, and we will not forsake the house of our Elohim. And the rulers of the people lived at Jerusalem, the rest of the people also cast lots, to bring 1 of 10 to live in Jerusalem the holy city, and 9 parts to live in other cities. And the people blessed all the men that willingly offered themselves to live at Jerusalem. And these are heads of the province who have lived in Jerusalem, and in cities of Judah, they have abided each in his possession in their cities, Israel, the priests, and the Levites, and the Nethinim, and the sons of the slaves of Solomon. And at Jerusalem lived certain of the children of Judah, and of the children of Benjamin. Of the children of Judah, Athiah the son of Uzziah, the son of Zechariah, the son of Amariah, the son of Shephatiah, the son of Mahalaleel, of the children of Perez, and Maaseiah the son of Baruch, the son of Kolhozah, the son of Hazaiah, the son of Adaiah, the son of Joiarib, the son of Zechariah, the son of Shiloni. All the sons of Perez that lived at Jerusalem were 468 valiant men. And these are the sons of Benjamin, Sallu the son of Meshullam, the son of Jod, the son of Pedaiah, the son of Kaliah, the son of Maaseiah, the son of Ethiel, the son of Jezaiah. And after him Gabai, Salai, 928. And Joel the son of Zitri was their overseer, and Judah the son of Senua was second over the city. Of the priests, Jediah the son of Joiarib, Jachin. Sariah the son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Zadok, the son of Merioth, the son of Ahitub, was the ruler of the house of Elohim. And their kinsmen that did the work of the temple were 822, and Adaiah the son of Jeroham, the son of Pelaliah, the son of Amzi, the son of Zechariah, the son of Pashur, the son of Malchiah. And his kinsmen, chief of the fathers, 242, and Amasai the son of Azareel, the son of Ahasai, the son of Meshillemoth, the son of Immer. And their kinsmen, mighty men of valor, 128, and their overseer was Zabdiel, the son of one of the great men. Also of the Levites, Shemaiah the son of Hashub, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Bunni, and Shabbatai and Jozabad, of the chief of the Levites, had the oversight of the outward business of the house of Elohim. And Mattaniah the son of Miha, the son of Zabdi, the son of Asaph, was the principal to begin the thanksgiving and prayer, and Bakbakiah the second among his kinsmen, and Abda the son of Shammua, the son of Galal, the son of Jeduthun. All the Levites in the holy city were 284. Moreover the porters, Akub, Talmon, and their kinsmen that guarded the gates, were 172. And the residue of Israel, of the priests, and the Levites, were in all the cities of Judah, every one in his inheritance, but the Nethinims lived in Ophel, and Ziha and Gispa were over the Nethinims. The overseer also of the Levites at Jerusalem was Uzzi the son of Bani, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Miha. Of the sons of Asaph, the singers were over the business of the house of Elohim. Because it was the king's commandment concerning them, that a certain portion should be for the singers, due for every day. And Pethiah the son of Meshezabeel, of the children of Zerah the son of Judah, was at the king's hand in all matters concerning the people. And for the villages, with their fields, some of the children of Judah lived at Kirjath Arba, and in its villages, and at Dibon, and in its villages, and at Jacobzeel, and in its villages, and at Jeshua, and at Moladah, and at Bethflet, and at Hazarshul, and at Beersheba, and in its villages, and at Ziklag, and at Makona, and in its villages. And at Enrimmon, and at Zariah, and at Jarmuth, Zanoah, Adulam, and in their villages, at Lachish, and its fields, at Azekah, and in its villages. And they lived from Beersheba to the valley of Hinnom. The children also of Benjamin from Geba lived at Michmash, and Aiah, and Bethel, and in their villages, and at Anatoth, Nob, Ananiah, Hazor, Ramah, Gataim, Hadid, Zeboim, Nebalat, Lod, and Ono, the valley of craftsmen. And of the Levites were divisions in Judah, and in Benjamin. Now these are the priests and the Levites that went up with Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, Sariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Malach, Hattush, Shechaniah, Rehum, Meremoth, Edo, Ginnetho, Abiyah, Miamin, Madiah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, Joiarib, Jediah, Sallu, Amok, Hilkiah, Jediah. These were the chief of the priests and of their kinsmen in the days of Jeshua. Moreover the Levites, Jeshua, Binnui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, and Mattaniah, that was over the thanksgiving, he and his kinsmen. Also Bakbakiah and Unni, their kinsmen, were opposite them in the watches. And Jeshua gendered Joachim, Joachim also gendered Eliashib, and Eliashib gendered Joiada, and Joiada gendered Jonathan, and Jonathan gendered Jaddua. And in the days of Joachim were priests, the chief of the fathers, of Sariah, Muraiah, of Jeremiah, Hananiah, of Ezra, Meshullam, of Amariah, Yehohanan, of Melichu, Jonathan, of Shebaniah, Joseph, of Haram, Adnah, of Merioth, Helkai, of Edo, Zechariah, of Ginnethon, Meshullam, of Abiyah, Zitri, of Miniamin, of Moadiah, Piltai, of Bilgah, Shammua, of Shemaiah, Jehonathan, and of Joiarib, Mattanai, of Jediah, Uzzi, of Salai, Kaiai, of Amok, Eber, of Hilkiah, Hashabiah, of Jediah, Nethaneel. The Levites in the days of Eliashib, Joiada, and Johanan, and Jaddua, were recorded chief of the fathers, also the priests, to the reign of Darius the Persian. The sons of Levi, the chief of the fathers, were written in the book of Chronicles, even until the days of Johanan the son of Eliashib. And the chief of the Levites, Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Jeshua the son of Kadmiel, with their kinsmen opposite them, to praise and to give thanks, according to the commandment of David the man of Elohim, watch opposite watch. Mattaniah, and Bakbakiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, Akub, were porters keeping the watch at the thresholds of the gates. These were in the days of Joachim the son of Jeshua, the son of Jozadak, and in the days of Nehemiah the governor, and of Ezra the priest, the scribe. And at the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem they sought the Levites out of all their places, to bring them to Jerusalem, to observe the dedication with gladness, both with thanksgiving and with singing, with cymbals, bagpipes, skin bag, and with lyre. And the sons of the singers gathered themselves together, both out of the plain country all around Jerusalem, and from the villages of Netophathi, also from the house of Gilgal, and out of the fields of Geba and Asmaveth, for the singers had built themselves villages all around Jerusalem. And the priests, and the Levites purified themselves, and purified the people, and the gates, and the wall. Then I brought up the princes of Judah upon the wall, and appointed 2 great companies of them that gave thanks, of which one went on the right hand upon the wall toward the dung gate, and after them went Hoshea, and half of the princes of Judah, and Azariah, Ezra, and Meshullam, Judah, and Benjamin, and Shemaiah, and Jeremiah, and certain of the priests' sons with trumpets, namely, Zechariah the son of Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Mishael, the son of Zakur, the son of Asaph, and his kinsmen, Shemaiah, and Azarel, Milalai, Gilalai, Mai, Nethaneel, and Judah, Hanani, with the musical instruments of David the man of Elohim, and Ezra the scribe before them. And at the fountain gate that was opposite them, they went up by the stairs of the city of David, at the going up of the wall, above the house of David, even to the water gate eastward. And the other company of them that gave thanks went opposite them, and I after them, and the half of the people upon the wall, from beyond the tower of the furnaces even to the broad wall, and from above the gate of Ephraim, and above the old gate, and above the fish gate, and the tower of Hananael, and the tower of Meah, even to the sheep gate, and they stood still in the prison gate. So stood the 2 companies of them that gave thanks in the house of Elohim, and I, and the half of the rulers with me, and the priests, Eliakim, Maaseiah, Meniamin, Mishael, Elionai, Zechariah, and Hananiah, with trumpets, and Maaseiah, and Shemaiah, and Eleazar, and Uzi, and Jehohanan, and Malchijah, and Elam, and Ezer. And the singers sang loud, with Jezrahiah their overseer. Also that day they offered great sacrifices, and rejoiced, because Elohim had made them rejoice with great joy, the wives also and the children rejoiced, so that the joy of Jerusalem was heard even in the distance. And at that time were some appointed over the chambers for the treasures, for the offerings, for the first fruits, and for the tithes, to gather into them out of the fields of the cities the portions of the law for the priests and Levites. Because Judah rejoiced for the priests and for the Levites that stood. And both the singers and the porters kept the watch of their Elohim, and the watch of the purification, according to the commandment of David, and of Solomon his son. Because in the days of David and Asaph of old there were chief of the singers, and songs of praise and thanksgiving to Elohim. And all Israel in the days of Zerubbabel, and in the days of Nehemiah, gave the portions of the singers and the porters, every day his portion, and they consecrated holy things to the Levites, and the Levites consecrated them to the children of Aaron. On that day they read in the Torah of Moses in the audience of the people, and in it was found written, that the Ammonite and the Moabite should not come into the company of Elohim for the ages, because they met not the children of Israel with food and water, but hired Balaam against them, that he should curse them, but our Elohim turned the curse into a blessing. Now it came to pass, when they had heard the law, that they separated from Israel all the mixed people. And before this, Eliashib the priest, having the oversight of the chamber of the house of our Elohim, was allied to Tobiah, and he had prepared for him a great chamber, where before they laid the meat offerings, the frankincense, and the vessels, and the tithes of the corn, the new wine, and the oil, which was commanded to be given to the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the offerings of the priests. But in all this time I was not at Jerusalem, because in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes king of Babylon came I to the king, and after certain days I obtained leave from the king, and I came to Jerusalem, and understood of the bad that Eliashib did for Tobiah, in preparing him a chamber in the courts of the temple of Elohim. And it grieved me exceedingly, therefore I cast out all the household stuff of Tobiah out of the chamber. Then I commanded, and they cleansed the chambers, and there I brought again the vessels of the temple of Elohim, with the meat offering and the frankincense. And I perceived that the portions of the Levites had not been given them, for the Levites and the singers, that did the work, were fled every one to his field. Then I contended with the rulers and said, Why is the house of Elohim forsaken? And I gathered them together, and set them in their place. Then brought all Judah the tithe of the corn and the new wine and the oil to the treasury. And I made treasurers over the treasury, Shelemiah the priest, and Zadok the scribe, and of the Levites, Pedaiah, and next to them was Hanan the son of Zakur, the son of Mattaniah, because they were counted faithful, and their office was to distribute to their kinsmen. Remember me, O my Elohim, concerning this, and wipe not out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my Elohim, and for its offices. In those days I saw in Judah some treading winepresses on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves, and loading mules, as also wine, grapes, figs, and all kinds of burdens that they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. And I testified against them in the day in which they sold victuals. There abided men of Tyre also in there that brought fish, and all kinds of ware, and sold on the Sabbath to the children of Judah, and in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah and said to them, What bad thing is this that you do, and profane the Sabbath day? Did not your forefathers do so, and did not our Elohim bring all this badness upon us, and upon this city? Yet you bring more anger upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath. And it came to pass, that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded that the gates should be shut, and charged that they should not be opened until after the Sabbath. And some of my slaves I appointed at the gates, that there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day. So the merchants and sellers of all kind of ware lodged outside Jerusalem once or twice. Then I testified against them and said to them, Why lodge you all around the wall? If you do so again, I will lay hands on you. So from that time on they came no more on the Sabbath. And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, and that they should come and guard the gates, to consecrate the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my Elohim, concerning this also, and spare me according to the greatness of your goodness. In those days also I saw Jews that had married women from Ashdod, Ammon, and of Moab, and their children spoke half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. And I contended with them, and cursed them, and struck certain of them, and plucked off their hair, and made them adjure by Elohim, saying, You will not give your daughters to their sons or take their daughters to your sons, or for yourselves. Did not Solomon king of Israel sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him, who was beloved of his Elohim, and Elohim made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless even him did foreign women cause to sin. Will we then listen to you to do all this great badness, to transgress against our Elohim in marrying foreign women? And one of the sons of Joiada, the son of Eliashib the high priest, was son-in-law to Sanballat the Horonite, therefore I chased him from me. Remember them, O my Elohim, because they have defiled the priesthood, and the covenant of the priesthood, and of the Levites. So I cleansed them from all foreigners, and appointed the watches of the priests and the Levites, every one in his business, and for the wood offering, at times appointed, and for the first fruits. Remember me, O my Elohim, for good.